Simply put, a record of site condition is a filing of an environmental investigation on a property with the Ministry of the Environment, Conservation and Parks. It summarizes the environmental conditions on the property. The actual regulation is O.Reg 15304. An RSC is used when a property, such as an older industrial site, is going to be repurposed for a residential development. Municipalities will request an RSC prior to giving a site plan approval or a building permit. Let's say you want to develop an old industrial site that perhaps was a foundry in the 1950s and 60s. You want to use the site for residential housing. Under this scenario, you need to conduct several tasks in order to collect the data you need for an RSC submittal. These tasks include a RSC compliant Phase 1 and Phase 2 environmental site assessment, which includes soil and groundwater data. If the data show that the soil and/or groundwater is contaminated, which means it doesn't meet the standard, then you have to look at your options. Do I continue with the RSC process? Do I want to remediate the site or look at a risk assessment, which are my options? I can do one or the other, or a combination of both. But at the end, I have to collect data that verifies that my property meets the standard for the applicable use, and all of that information goes into the submittal for the RSC. Yes, environmental consultants with associates that hold one of two qualifications are allowed to manage and oversee the development of an RSC. And those professionals include an Ontario Professional Engineer or Ontario Professional Geoscientist. For the purposes of an RSC, they are considered a qualified person or QP. Under the previously discussed industrial property use scenario, that means the contamination has been addressed, either by remediation or risk assessment, and the property now is designated as safe for the intended future use. Start the process early. It can be very complex and be very time-consuming. And at the end, you're going to have to submit everything to the MECP for a review and an acknowledgement. However, depending on your needs for this new development, it may be well worth your time and expense.